6 months ago, we sold our house, packed our bags, and started living a life abroad.
Since then, we've been trying to figure out what this life actually looks like day to day, with the costs, the logistics, and those things that people don't really talk about.
So today we're going to take a step back and look at what the first 6 months have really been like. A few weeks ago, it hit us. We've been doing this for 6 months now. It was 6 months ago that we sold our house
and quit our corporate jobs.
And here we are living this new life of ours abroad. And we've been staying in different locations for a month or more, hoping that we'd feel the vibe of what it was like to live there versus just visiting. And with that, we've made videos about the individual places we've been, the decisions we've made for those individual locations, but we've never really stepped back and looked at the 6 months as a whole of what has this life been like for us.
And that's what this video is. We're going to tell you where we've been. We're going to explain the costs, what they felt like in each of these places, some of the surprises that came about, and we're going to update you on our visa status because that changes what we're doing and where we're going to stay next.
That definitely guides a lot of our decisions. So we've got a lot to share. Let's do it. Here's where the first 6 months actually took us. We started our adventures out in Southampton, England, where we boarded 2 back-to-back cruises. The first cruise took us to Spain and Portugal.
And the second one was to the Netherlands and Norway.
And then we got on a plane and landed in Lyon, France.
Which became our base camp
for 3 months.
3 months.
And we were able to take some day trips from there. We went to Dijon.
And Annecy.
And then we took a couple of trips to Italy. We went to Rome and Milan for our anniversary.
And then a road trip to Tuscany and then Cinque Terre.
And then when we left Lyon, we went to Barcelona, Spain for a week before we got on another cruise that took us across the Atlantic back to the United States, where we ended up in Fort Lauderdale.
Yeah.
We stayed there for a couple nights.
Yeah, before heading out to Seattle to see the grandkids and our daughter.
And then we went to Boston for Thanksgiving and to see our other kids.
And then we wrapped it up there and flew to Paris to start our Christmas market.
Yeah, we ended up in like 4 different countries for the Christmas market. Where would we go?
We went Vienna, Strasbourg, Salzburg, Colmar, Nuremberg, and then back to Paris.
We stayed in Paris for a bit before we went to Nice for a week and then Montpellier for a couple of weeks to spend the holidays. And then we arrived in Sète, where we are now.
And that is all the places in the last 6 months.
So I would say that this new life of ours is holding up perfectly fine.
We love it.
We really do. We thought that it wouldn't feel normal or that we'd feel a little displaced every now and again, and absolutely not.
But I think our day-to-day life is just wake up, figure out where we're going to have coffee, go out and buy some groceries and cook at home, and we're loving that just fine.
Yeah, I thought we were going to miss our house and the routines that we had there, but we really don't. We just make new routines wherever we go.
Yeah, I think the only thing that we're really missing is our grandkids and children. It's been tough to be away from them since we were seeing them so often back in the States. But in this time in our life, I think we're all kind of growing up, and the geography of where we were all going to live was
changing.
Yeah, it's all still changing. And we're trying to figure that out anyways.
I can tell you what I don't miss.
Oh, I know immediately.
I don't miss the snow. I don't miss the cold.
I was going to say, I don't miss working our 9-to-5 jobs at all. It's really nice to be retired and actually being able to take all this in the way it should be, instead of just feeling like you have a week to absorb it on vacation.
Yeah, you know what? There hasn't been like one big moment where we stopped and said, oh my God, look at our new life. I feel like it's just every once in a while you're like, pinch me, or we say, can you believe that this is happening? This is really our new life.
I feel like weekly we have one of those little moments of, oh my gosh, I can't believe this is our lives now.
So the biggest amazement for me was that we can actually afford this, because we were really worried. We thought, will we really be able to enjoy ourselves? Will we feel limited in any way? But it turns out that we're good. We can't afford this, living the lifestyle we choose to live.
Right, I was going to say, if we kind of keep it on the way that we're just cruising today.
Yeah.
But one thing that we have to make sure that we keep track of is our health. And I've been telling Liza that it needs to be a self-care day every single day. when we're living this lifestyle, you need to make sure that your health is your priority. And there's no reason that it can't be.
Yeah, just get outside and go for a walk at the
very least. And we love doing that. Every single day we'll go find a new place, a new coffee shop, a new patisserie. And that has definitely been a highlight that we've enjoyed in all of these adventures.
And as far as where home is, I would say that I feel at home everywhere we are because we're just together. And that's just always been the way it is anyway.
I don't think that will ever change. We thought we had a pretty good handle of what this was all going to cost. $4,000 to $5,000 a month was the number going into all of this.
6 months later, $33,134. That's $5,522 a month, which is roughly about $176 a day for 2 people.
Now, that's a much higher number than planned, but this is what that number gets you.
Everything we spent living in Europe is in there. Lyon, Italy, Barcelona, the Christmas markets, Nice, housing, food, getting around, doing things, everyday life. That's the slow travel number. What's not in there is the transportation between the cities and the countries, which for us totaled $4,981 over those 6 months. But we pull that out because everybody's is going to look completely different depending on where they live and how they move.
Same with the reoccurring costs. The phones, the insurance, storage, and those subscriptions that you have that follow you everywhere.
Yeah, that was another $4,315. And our time back in the United States, that's going to just stay out of this entirely because that's family. That's not slow travel.
The thing that really stood out the most when we looked at the data was our Lyon stay changed everything. We had 3 months in one place, cooking at home, living like we actually lived there.
$3,795 a month.
Yep. And the months that we moved more, we definitely paid more.
Yeah, every time. So if you're trying to figure out what this costs, $5,522 a month for 2 people living in Europe. And the single biggest lever that you have on that number is how long you stay in one place. If you stay for a short amount of time, you'll definitely have higher costs. And if you stay longer, your costs go down.
Day-to-day life here is pretty simple. Every morning starts with the same question, and that's what's for dinner?
Except now we say, should we walk in a different direction, or do you want to take the bus and go farther out and find another grocery store?
Right. Let's have another adventure today when we try and figure out groceries.
Or sometimes we just stay in.
And that's fine too. That's the best part of our new lifestyle.
I think the biggest difference for us is time. We have more time now. When you're just visiting somewhere, you have to say to yourself, what is there to see? What do I want to see? And what do I have to not cut out? What do I have to not be able to see?
Right. You always feel like, oh, I'm going to miss this. I don't have time for that.
But we have time now. We can see it all.
It is honestly the best thing about it all, right? That you get to enjoy everything that's around you, no matter what.
And if you're only somewhere for 1 month, for us now, it does feel a little like a vacation. When we would go on a vacation before, it would take a couple of days to start to feel relaxed and that you were enjoying yourself. And as soon as you did, it was time to go back.
Yeah, totally. I'm the same way. And I feel like when we get to week 3, 4, we're finally kind of settling in and we're just kind of like living in our space now.
Going the second month, we've created a routine and we feel comfortable and it fits by then. And going out for groceries every day for us and errands and laundry, very easy. It's just like back at home, except without a car.
I feel like we go out for groceries every single day now, and that's kind of awesome and a little bit surprising for us because we're definitely cooking in more than expected. We thought, we'd fall in love with French food, but we find that we definitely cook at home a lot more.
We don't eat out as much as we thought we were going to at all. I really did too, that we would every day we'd be convincing ourselves not to eat out, but it's not like that.
Yeah, so we keep ourselves kind of busy in that way.
We're busybodies.
It definitely doesn't have to be. We could be as laid back as we want to on a day-to-day basis, but we find like our days are very full no matter what.
I was worried that we would get a little bored or we didn't have enough to do, but we really do.
We definitely explore, and we love exploring different places every single time that we go outside.
Another thing that worried me before was that we were going to feel isolated, that it was just, especially in a place where we don't speak the language well, that we were just going to be so separate from our family and our friends. But that hasn't happened either.
No, we got, you have FaceTime and you got Zoom if you need it. So you definitely have those connections from back home. And if we ever really wanted to, we could just get right back on a plane and go visit them.
Yeah, it's like a safety net knowing that can happen.
So you don't feel like you're way out in the middle of nowhere away from everyone. There are a few things that really caught us off guard.
Yeah, food.
For one.
I'm a pretty picky eater, and French food is a lot of delicacies like octopus and escargot and seafood.
It can be.
Not my favorite foods. So we do cook in a lot.
But coffee and croissants out on the terrace all day. We're hands down ready for that.
It's winter right now, so we haven't really joined in, but a lot of folks do really sit out and people watch and just enjoy their day. And it's really nice. And we're looking forward to it.
Yeah, we'll pick that probably back up when the summer comes along. The other one is apartments. They're all equipped in different ways, right?
Yeah.
Some of them have terrible knives.
Or bad pillows. Or
both.
Or both.
Terrible water pressure is another one.
But we've learned to acclimate. We did buy a shower head for one of our Airbnbs, and we just sort of took that in as a cost for the Airbnb. It's not like a shower head is that expensive.
Right.
But,
you would just add that into an accommodation cost.
Right. And the kitchen is not just knives. Sometimes it just doesn't really have the right pots and pans. So you just have to work
with what you got.
You work with what you got. And it always works itself out.
Absolutely.
Speaking French, that's another one.
The daily chore. It is harder than advertised, that's for sure.
I tend to understand what's being said, probably because I speak Spanish. I surprise myself when they are speaking and I get it. I know what they're trying to say. But as far as communicating myself, I freeze. I just can't.
I might try in the boulangeries more than she does, but she definitely understands them a lot more than I do.
When you come back from going out, you always come back like you had such a big win, you had a full-on conversation, or you made it through an entire...
Yeah, if I had 4 sentences that I had with somebody, I think the king of the world that day. But,
he does.
But it is a huge accomplishment to just have a conversation with someone out in the world when it's all French. It's fantastic. And we're getting better and better, and it's a work in progress.
And I'm surprised that it's easier than I thought it would be to be away from the United States for so long. It really is. I'm not uncomfortable. I am fine here. I'm not in a hurry to go back to the United States. It's the kids. If the kids weren't so far.
We miss the kids the most. I wouldn't say that we miss the States all that much. This is just as exciting.
You know what I do miss, though? Is some of the products that I became accustomed to.
For sure.
I have this facial wash from Neutrogena. Nothing glamorous that they do not carry here. And I've had to find new products, and I've gone through a couple. And I think I finally found one that works. And so it just takes time. Yeah. But there will be some products that you will not find here, like Crest. I like Crest.
But you're going to find a bunch of new things. Like we found these brand new cookies that we love. And we have these new chocolates.
And I actually found a toothpaste that I like because I liked Crest. Mine now has that coconut flavor. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So, it just takes time, but you can replace your products. Do we actually want to keep doing this? 6 months in, and the answer is pretty simple.
Absolutely yes.
Absolutely yes. We're not done, not even close.
We do not mind traveling, and we do not miss owning a home. After 18 years in the same place, we love not having a yearly home improvement project. When something breaks in this Airbnb or any of them, we're not fixing it. It's somebody else's problem.
And I thought that I would be uncomfortable moving so often, every month, every 2 months, because we had been in that address for about 18 years. And I'm not bothered at all. I'm very excited when we move and to see our new surroundings, and it's like a new adventure. I love the change. We're currently in France, and we're going to be here for a bit. We're in the process of applying for CPAM, France's national healthcare, and we're also in the process of exchanging our driver's licenses with ANTS. And both of those organizations require that we be at a fixed address that accepts mail.
Yeah, they do snail mail for all these approvals or requests.
Snail mail is exactly the right way to describe the France process of sending things. So we're in Sète for 3 months, and then we're going to go to Béziers for 3 months because they're both in the same prefecture, Hérault. And they're two places that we wanted to experience and live in and see if we liked it or not.
And somewhere in between all of this, we're supposed to renew our visa.
And who knows how that's going to play out. But we're not going to put our lives on hold waiting for an answer.
Yeah, it's just a lot of paperwork. And if it works out, great.
And if it doesn't, we figure something else out.
We pivot to a new plan.
Beyond France, we have a short and a long list of places that we want to visit around the world.
So we've been taking shorter trips around France to figure out what cities and countries we could stay in for a longer period of time.
What will be changing going forward is how much we spend. We spent more in our first year, and we expected that. It's the honeymoon phase for us.
So that changes from here.
One day at a time, one stop at a time, one adventure at a time.
That's going to be the plan going forward. And that's enough for us.
The decision to sell our house, pack a carry-on and 2 backpacks, and set off to a life of living abroad was one of the best decisions we've ever made.
I wouldn't change it for the world. I really didn't think that we would be able to afford it at first. It's definitely something top of mind everywhere and every time we set out for one of these giant adventures. But
it's surprising how affordable it can be. It really just depends on your lifestyle and your expectations of what you need every day.
Yeah, you can definitely pivot and change things as you need them to make yourself feel comfortable in the lifestyle that you're used to. I think we immediately found comfort and normality in this traveling around because it's something that we really wanted to do for such a long time.
And we weren't sure that we would be okay with the constant travel, like not having a home base or a home. But this life actually feels normal for us. We don't feel displaced or uncomfortable.
Right.
And we just create routines wherever we go and it works for us.
Yeah, we love the exploring part of this whole travel experiment.
And will we be surprised on occasion by things that we're not accustomed to? Absolutely.
Right.
Do we have things that we need to get used to? Yes.
All the time.
Most definitely.
Like the language maybe being the most.
But you know,
we'll see what happens. It all depends on what all the paperwork turns out to be like and what our visa approval turns out to be like. But
in the meantime, we're going to keep traveling and keep enjoying all of these new locations and all of these new adventures and all of these new experiences in France, outside of France, and share them all with you.
Yeah. 6 months in and we're still trying to figure it out, and that's perfectly okay with us. If you're thinking about doing something like this, what's the biggest thing holding you back? We'll see you next time.
We'll see you next time. See you next time.